how to sell cybersecurity. And I'm not talking about like selling tools, being a salesperson. What I mean is, how do you get your CEO or your board to agree that certain things need to be done from a cybersecurity perspective? I talk to folks like myself who are cybersecurity professionals, and they can't get things done. They can't, get the budget. They can't get the resources to get something done, and they get very frustrated with how to make that happen. Well, I'll tell you, you got to speak the language of the non-technical, non-cyber person. You got to speak the language of the board, speak the language of the CEO. And what language do they speak? They speak the language of risk. And so you've got to help them understand the risk. It's not about, oh, we need to patch these systems, we need to take care of these vulnerabilities. They, whatever, just do your job, don't care. That doesn't mean anything to them. But if you help them understand, you know what, if we don't have a good patching strategy, we don't have resources to do our vulnerability management, well, guess what? We've done an analysis and we've figured out that based on the likelihood, the impact, the urgency of how this is going to happen, that is, in the estimated downtime and all of that, we've done this math to determine that not doing that is going to cost us $200 million a year, making that up, or maybe it's $2 million a year, whatever it is. The point is, you take the risks and you quantify them in money, so they understand money, but then you also quantify them in business risk language. You're going to be down. Every minute we're down, it costs us this much money. That's not good. You're going to lose data. We're going to have to call the authorities, and we're going to have to explain to them and report that we lost data. That's not good. We're going to have to call our customers, and we're going to have to explain to them that we've had a breach and we've lost their data. That's not good. That's going to kill our reputation. We have a growth of X million dollars every year. Our reputation is going to be killed. That's going to cost us this. It's going to take us 10 years to restore our reputation. I'm totally making all this up. The point is, you do a risk analysis that speaks the business's language, that speaks the language of the business. We're going to be down. We're going to lose customers. We're going to get fines. We're going to have to pay extra. We're going to lose revenue. We're going to be written up in the news. These are the things they understand. So you speak in that language, and then you try to quantify it with money if you can, because they really understand that. And so this is no longer an expense. It's not that I need this Volscan because it needs to be part of the budget, just making that up, but this is now an investment, because if we spend this money here, guess what? We're avoiding this over here. And this is way more costly than just doing what we need to do. We do a vol scan, but we don't remediate things appropriately, or we don't remediate it timely because everybody's busy and I can't get the resources. Okay, great. You don't want to spend the money for the resources, or you don't want to prioritize. You don't want to take away from the customers to prioritize work to be done for something like remediating vulnerabilities that the customers don't directly care about. Great. But here's what it costs us. If we don't do this, we don't have everything patched, this is the likelihood, here's the impact, we're going to be down for this, and then you're going to have to explain that to the customers. Do you want to do that? No, don't want to do that. And so it's very important. CEOs and boards are becoming much more cyber savvy, right? So they're understanding language like vulnerabilities and, and patching and the timelines and security incidents, and, that kind of stuff should be presented to them. If nothing more than just visibility and awareness, so that you can have this conversation. But cybersecurity it's an investment in the business, right? It's making sure that you're resilient to the attacks of this world. And let's face it, the attacks of this world are there. They're real, they're there, they're happening. It doesn't take long to find an article talking about it, and you can pretty much find it daily, multiple times a day. And we're seeing some big names on it too, so it's not just the little guys, although the little guys are still the target because they're the weakest link, right? We're also seeing a lot of social engineering, which is going directly after the people element, taking advantage and preying upon people. And so there's that element too. So if you can speak in the language of, yes, we need to buy this phishing simulation tool for our employees so that we can train them and help them to understand phishing. Oh, no, 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 that's too expensive. Okay, well, let me show you what's more expensive. What's more expensive is someone clicks on the phishing link, because it will happen, and here's the downtime, and here's the impact, and here's the customers you're going to have to call, and here's the lost revenue, and this is what it's going to cost us after the fact. And so that's what we're looking at. And to help them understand, this is the decision, not, oh, that $100 is too much. You guys have already spent too much money. Okay, great. You know, this is going to be a whole lot more money. So that's the language. You want to speak in terms of risk. You know, what's going to happen business wise, plain English, not in tech speak or cyber tech speak. And then you want to try to quantify that with dollars, because they understand dollars, to be quite honest. And then you want to help them understand this is an investment in the business. We are making the business secure. This is an investment. Just like marketing, just like sales, it's an investment in the business to go out and grow it. Well, guess what? If you don't have a good cyber posture and you're not able to articulate that to your customers, like if you think getting a SOC 2 report is too expensive or it takes too much time, well, great, you won't be able to have that assurance to your customers. It's going to stale your revenue growth, guaranteed, because you're going to lose deals because you don't have your SOC 2. And if you're in a space where companies are asking for that, which quite frankly is a lot of the industries now, even outside of the regulated ones. And so it's real easy to say, well, you know, that's too expensive. We're not really going to do that. Well, okay, what is losing a deal? What is losing a 7-figure deal? What is losing a company that could really greatly increase your reputation because you can put their logo on your website? What does that cost you? So this cost you that. Great, got it. But what does that cost you? And if you don't have this, if it hasn't happened already to you, I guarantee you it will. What does this cost? And really helping them to kind of understand that balance. Now, on the flip side, what I will say is that this, in order for this to kind of work, so tech people and cyber people are very notorious for wanting to buy money on the latest, greatest whiz bang thing. And that's great if you are at a company that you have money to do that. Let's go for it. More power to you. It's awesome. But so this is where, in order to speak the language of risk to the board and the CEO, and to really help sell what's needed for cybersecurity, and to create that cyber posture and that resilience and that good customer facing presence when it comes to cybersecurity, which most companies are looking for these days, you have to do it on the backside too, right? So it can't just be, oh, this new thing came out, we need to buy it. Oh, this thing came out, we need to buy it. I like to give this example. Oh, I got this great deal on this Corvette engine to go in my car. Great. Do I need a Corvette engine? It might be a great deal. It might be the coolest thing ever. If my husband were talking right now, he would say, absolutely, we need the Corvette engine. Hands down. Okay, but Miss Risk-Based Practical here would say, you know what do I use the car for? I use the car to go to the grocery store. I use the car to go to Lifetime. I use the car to go to Costco. Like, that's what I use the car for. Do I need a Corvette engine for that? I don't. As great as it is, I don't need it for that. What I need is the Toyota engine that will get me from point A to point B and not break down. That's what I need. And so that's where that, that risk approach has to be comprehensive across your cyber program. So that way, when you go to the board, you go to the CEO, you try to, sell what you need from a cyber perspective, you've comprehensively built the program, spent the fixed resources in the right places, not overspent over here. I see that all the time with companies. Well, we had to have that tool. We overspent our budget here, so now we need more money. No, you need to go back to your risk. You need to go back to the evaluation. You need to go back to what controls are needed based on that risk. And maybe you don't need that thing. And maybe you can allocate those funds over there. So it goes both ways, right? Like, the people with the money need to trust the people who are telling them what needs to happen from a cyber perspective. Like, that's very important. But the people who are experts in that, the cyber people and tech people, they need to speak their language, which is risk and money from a business perspective. So they need to learn that. But then on the flip side, tech people need to just generally, especially, whoever's responsible for building your program overall, tech people need to have this risk-based approach across their cyber program and not overspend in some areas and ignore other areas and then complain we don't have enough budget because I need 3 more whiz-bang tools. Okay, maybe, maybe not, but what is your risk posture, and can you clearly articulate that to the one who is keeping the money? And so that is really the dynamic of this, is it's really both sides that come together. Thank you for watching the video. Subscribe to the channel so you can get updates on future videos.